Hi and welcome to another tutorial in Python for Intermediate series. In case you haven't watched the last tutorial, please watch it and then continue watching. Alright, now let's jump in and get started. You have learned how to create new types using classes. So now there is a tiny problem in this implementation. We can't create an applicant object without A or B. Applicant equals applicant. Print applicant.a. Let's run this program. We get an attribute error. To solve this problem, we use a constructor. So a constructor is a function that gets called at the time of creating an object. So here, while creating this object, we need to pass values for A and B. Let's say applicant equals applicant Dion and James. So this object will have its A and B initialized. So how do we do this? We need a special method in this class called constructor. So we define a new function underscore underscore init underscore underscore. So it stands for initializing. So this is the function that gets called when we create a new point object. Now after self we need to add two parameters a and b, and in the body we need to read the values passed here and use them to initialize our objects. So when we pass John and James, these arguments will be used for a and b. To initialize these objects, we write code like this. Self.a equals a and self.b equals b. So the self that you see here is the reference to the current object. So when we create a new point object, self references that in the memory. Earlier, we used applicant1.a equals Dion. Now what we have in the constructor is the same. We are using self to reference the current object. So using this init method, we can initialize our objects, and we refer to this method as a constructor. This method is used to construct or create an object. So let's run our program, and there you go. A is Dion. We can also change these values. So before printing, applicant1 equals applicant, Dion and James. In the next line, applicant1.a equals John. Print applicant1.a and run our program. So A is updated. So here is an exercise for you. I want you to define a new type called the applicant. This applicant should have three attributes: applicant ID, applicant name, and applicant phone, as well as a show method to display the values of these attributes on the terminal. So this is a very easy exercise. So spend a few minutes and you will see my solution next. So let's start with our class keyword, class applicant. Add a colon. Now we define our function, def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Here we pass self and then we pass three arguments, applicant ID, applicant name and applicant phone. Add a colon. In the next line, self.applicant ID equals applicant ID. Self.applicant name equals applicant name. Self.applicant phone equals applicant phone. Now we define another function to display the values on the terminal. So def show and inside the parenthesis self. Add a colon. In the next line, print applicant ID, comma self.applicant ID. In the next line, applicant name, self.applicant name. In the next line, print applicant phone, comma self.applicant phone. Now let's create the objects. Applicant1 equals applicant 1, comma Dion, comma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's create our second object. Applicant2 applicant 2, comma John, comma 09876543. Now let's display this on the terminal. So applicant1.show. In the next line, applicant2.show. Let's run this program. And there you go. So that is it for this tutorial. Please support my hard work by liking this video and sharing it with others. Also leave a comment letting me know what more do you want to learn in this intermediate series. Also subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.